And I think we're live. I think I said that every time because I'm always confused by it. But I'm going to wait till this gets going. It always seems, I don't know how people do, they get live like within a second and then they just go. I feel like I need to set things up. Hey, people are on already. Let me see to make sure.
I think we're live.
Oh, that's me. Okay. Hey, everyone. So Mrs. SpeedCubeReview will be joining us in just a few minutes once she gets all ready and set and all that. She just got off of work. So this video is really delayed in what I have right now. Let me go back to, there we go. That's better. So I can see myself. And okay. So like I said, Mrs. SpeedCubeReview, April's going to be here in just a minute. I'm going to go through some questions people had from Facebook and Instagram while we're getting going. I'm going to try to keep up with chat while we're doing that. That's going to be April's job a lot, keeping up with the chat so I don't lose track of everything. But okay, so I saved a few questions that people have asked. And I'm going to just start sort of at the top of ones that I've saved that I kind of like. Okay, so the first one from Yorkie Yee. I'm going to butcher all these names. But someone asked if I know all of the OLLs. Well, if you mean just the 57, yeah, I've learned all of those. I've changed them up too. I'm probably going to have them, my Zacubus, we're going to talk about my main. Hey, Logan. How's it going? You should be practicing right now. Get off this chat. Go practice. One of my students is on here. I've changed up some of my OLLs. So just a quick example. The one that's like this. Oh, there we go. There we go. Lighting. Okay, the one that's like that. There, that's the best lighting. I've changed. I was doing like reverse sledgehammer, reverse sexy move, but then I changed it to the first half of a Y perm, but I still do the other one. So I've learned all OLLs. I've learned a lot of COLLs, some winter variation, more alternate algorithms, some things like that. So I just started answering YouTube questions. I'm not going to go through all of them, just some that I really liked. So Mink Charizard, I think. But how do you think cubing is related to music? And I use this a lot. I actually have a video on how, I think it's how to practice. I don't know what the video is. It might be how to practice. But it relates cubing a lot to Rubik's Cube. And if Logan will tell you, who's on here, one of my students, that I use the cube sometimes in reference to playing the violin. So for example, scales. You want to be able to see things in music that you can just do that finger movement. Just like with cubes, you want to be able to just see an algorithm and do the finger movement without thinking of what the algorithm is. And without it, that's why doing some algorithms slower can be harder to do. Mods from your store. Wait, I can't put a link, but the link is in all of my videos. Send me a private message on Facebook, especially. Have you ever done FMC? And do you watch WWE? Have I ever done FMC? I am third in North America in FMC. I've got an FMC single of 22. Many other people have a 22 single, but I'm going to boast that I'm third in North America. I haven't watched WWE or my generation WWF for quite a while. How many years have I been cubing with CFOP method? This is my 4th year cubing. I don't know when I started CFOP. I just started transition doing cross on bottom and F2L as I went. But I've been doing that for, I don't know, 4 years now, I guess. So that's why I do that more often than Rue or ZZ, things like that. Yeah, Instagram works. So thank you very much. And that question was from Nishant Dahal. Hopefully you pronounce it. Tan Quan Yang. How do you set up your GAN RSM? Depends how I'm feeling that day. People ask me often, how do you set up such and such cube? And it's always different. If it's slow, I might clean it out. Sometimes add Maru, but usually it just means cleaning it or just working it in, doing 100 solves. If I feel like it wants to do something different, I'll add weight 6 or Nebula or the lunar loop. I'm using that a lot. I use that some on my 4x4. From Cuberus. Cuberus, I'm pronouncing it correctly. How did you learn to play the violin? Do you play any other instruments? Yeah, I started playing the violin back in 1997 when my school was like, you should pick an instrument, and I picked violin. And then I took private lessons after a while. Since I have a degree in in music education, I had to learn how to play at least enough to like teach general basic music: violin, viola, cello, bass, tuba, trumpet, French horn, euphonium, saxophone, clarinet, flute, oboe, bassoon, piano, guitar, things like that. So I had to learn how to do pretty much all of them. Let's see here. How long did it take me to learn blind? Now, I gave up a couple times. I know I'm talking really fast just because I'm going through all these. I'm going to forget stuff. But I like tried once or twice, and I was like, oh, it's too hard. I give up. And then I sat down like a third time, and I was like, oh, I get it. You just do a Y perm. So it was just getting the basics of understanding. That's why I made my video, because I feel like I can describe it in a way that maybe fits best for me and hopefully makes more sense to other people. Really, when people ask how long does it take to learn blind, 10 minutes. As long as you understand it, that you understand what a Y perm is and T perm, J perm, and R perm. You can do old Pachman. You can do it without the J perm either. But it took me about a week until I got my first full solve, and I failed so many times after that. I just happened to get my good first one within about a week. Some people, they could get the first solve in a day. Sometimes it could take multiple weeks, but understanding it's very simple. It's almost easier than CFOP because it's just a few algorithms you have to learn. Just a Y perm side. It is easy. Okay. From Rootsamans Gaming. What is the best budget 2x2 through 7x7 and keychain? I'll start with keychain. The Z Cube one's actually really nice. It's slightly different from the Moyu one or MF, the Molfeng Jiaoxi Cubing Classroom. Both of those are fine though. But budget 2x2, I don't know. Both Qi and the Cubing Classroom ones are really nice. The Qi, like the Qi D, is a really nice 2x2. They've got their Warrior W and the 4x. They're all pretty nice. I check out my mega comparison. I threw in some budget ones in there, but almost you can't go wrong with any new modern cube. They're all functioning really well, and none really going to hold you back. Like I've been using the Thunderclap 4x4, which is a budget 4x4, and I got my best average of 5 on there. So compared to like the Wuxue or the Aosu GTS and things like that. I haven't answered your question, PGCuber. I don't know if I looked at it yet or I even saved it. Some of them I saved, some I didn't. I don't think Old Pachman could be efficient with 3x3 method. Old Pachman's going to take about 300 moves, I think I calculated, to solve. And if you do M2 for edges, that's going to take about 200 moves total, compared to CFOP, which is about 60. 200 versus 60, there's just no comparison. Using commutators, things like that, could be. I mean, I feel like some of the really fast blind solvers could do a really good job at that, but they don't do it normally, so I'm pretty sure they've tried it. Okay. Is Miss SpeedCubeReview better at any cubing events than you? Has she solved anything? I'll save that for when she gets here. She's just got off of work. Do you believe that budget cubes are getting as good as top dollar cubes? Definitely. I mean, the fact I'm just using a 4x4 with that, but you can have a Yushin Little Magic and have just as good of solves. Paganini Caprice 24. Cool piece. I like the pizzicato part, but I don't really like playing that so much. I'm gonna get some Instagram ones. I haven't done those yet. There is no Little No, there's a Little Magic 2x2. All those budget ones are fine. Really, literally, you can't go wrong. My shelf of 2x2s that's right here and kind of blurry right now, you will pretty much get the exact same times on all of those. People stop thinking that the cube really makes that much of a difference. Especially with 2x2, doesn't really so much. I mean, well, there's so many different ones out there, and people have so many different kinds they like to use. So another question for April. Let's see here. How long have you been cubing? How much time did you get to practice cubing when you did your master's studying music full time? I'm a pianist who was about to enter music in college. I'm worried I won't have time to practice cubing. That's from the Jasmine. That varied. I mean, some days I just really had to practice, but I use that as my break. So meaning I would practice for like maybe an hour, and then I would take a break and I would cube for 15 minutes and go do that. It depends on if you took time to, like, this could be my cubing practice time, you might not have as much, especially if you have to work while you're in college. But if you use it just while, like, if you're walking from class to class and you're cubing, that's good practice time on itself. I mean, you're not timing yourself, but you're working on algorithms and building your finger muscles. Cheaty does not have bad corner cutting. Cheaty is probably one of the best budget 2x2s out there. I think Chris Olsen had a video where he was just, someone had one, a good 2x2 solver, and they were just insanely impressed by it. Pineapple on pizza, no, gross. Ew. What inspires you to keep cubing and helping so many of us? This is from Diamond Cubed. I like teaching. I feel like some of the videos, like I explained with blind, that I just couldn't, I didn't feel like it was, well, like I didn't like the way it was presented. And I feel like people might like the way I'm presenting it. I don't know. If they subscribe, they subscribe. Great. Let's see here. What are my thoughts about the Red Bull World Championships? I kind of talked about this. It's good to have other things. I think people went a little bit overboard thinking that they're trying to take over and eliminate the WCA. It has nothing to do with the WCA. It's, you can do that competition and do another one. It's not like you have to only do those and you can't do other things. And the fact that it's going to be on TV and get publicity, if anything, that might help the WCA because more people see it, start cubing, join other competitions, and everyone wins. Do you think some not as heard of methods like shadow slice columns in 3x3 or Lewis method on 4x4 can be just as fast as something like CFUP or Yao? I had to look up shadow slice because I didn't know what it was. They look fun. I don't know if they would be as fast just because a lot of the newer methods seem to be more intuitive based and not so algorithmic, which like Petrus is very intuitive based at times, like the first part of it, and that kind of slows it down. So I don't know. It might be good for some things like FMC at times, but I don't know about that. Hey! This is SpeedCubeReviews here. April's here. I'll just call you April. Can I call you April?
Mrs. SpeedCubeReview.
Oh, the dogs are knocking down all the cubes. My dogs are in here too. That way they don't bark at things outside. So I'll... Oh, you want to close the door all the way so I don't get back out?
I suppose.
A couple more questions real quick. Actually,
I have no idea.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's, you don't have to put it back. Am I using, this is from AL Cube, am I using all the cubes I have? Yes and no. So all the cubes behind me, they have basically one of everything. So no, I don't pick up them every single day. Are you putting sunscreen on there?
I just thought I would add to your art.
So I don't, and the camera's there even though the screen's here, which makes it really confusing.
So don't.
Hey, we match. You did that on purpose?
No. I just really wanted to wear a hoodie.
That works. So
like 80 degrees
I don't
out.
solve all my cubes every single day, but I have one of everything. So if I need to compare something to a Hualong, I've got then I can use that.
I've got a question that somebody asked that I really would like to know your answer on.
What's that?
Pineapple on pizza.
I already answered. That's a no. That's a big.
Well, you already answered it for them.
Pizza should be savory and not sweet. I don't know. But April, I've got a question for you. So this is from Searoy Jewel or Corey Jewel or I don't know.
Searoy. I like Searoy better.
Searoy. Forshawn's wife.
Oh.
What's your situation musically? Like, what instruments do you play, etc.?
Situationally,
I'll read some of the stuff.
I've been playing music for most of my life. I mean, I didn't do formal music lessons until I was a teenager, but I just really love playing music, so I started on piano, like a lot of people do, and then I did guitar and oboe. And if you're a music teacher, a lot of the times you end up picking up on a whole bunch more instruments, and you don't just have one specialization, but you end up with looking at your face and it looks like something.
No.
Okay,
no.
So a lot of people end up playing a whole bunch of different instruments, and so I'm kind of the same. I wouldn't say I'm like excellent at a lot of them. I'm professional, I guess, on oboe, but the rest of them are just kind of like, I do well. But
I was just talking to someone live stream while you're doing that. PG, thank you.
Thanks.
So that kind of somebody had a question. What do we do for a living? Yeah, we teach music. A lot of teach. I teach violin lessons. They teach us oboe and kinder music, younger kids.
Yeah, clearly.
Oh, someone asked,
I work with small children, as you can tell.
Someone asked, where was it?
Sorry.
Oh, where was that question? Someone said, oh, you average on, this is from Regan Hill, average right on the 22nd line. How can I break that barrier? Practice. That was kind of the big barrier where it was like, because you get slower and slower in your progress because your times are getting faster and faster, that it feels like you get stuck. Really, it's just the biggest thing is practice. I can't give you specific tips, but check out my Feeling Stuck playlist. I have videos there specifically for feeling stuck, some things that might help you might be missing from there.
For the record, I am pro, you can have whatever you want on your pizza. And if a pizza had pineapple on it, I would eat it. I don't think I would order it given all of the other options for pizza, but I don't know, I could see myself in the mood for pineapple and pizza. Like, I've made much weirder food than that. Like, much weirder food. Hey, I'm not his girlfriend. He's my husband.
Yeah, we're married.
Yeah.
Jasmine, I don't know if that's the same Jasmine from Instagram that you're going to school for piano, but I had to answer your question a little earlier. Should I spend money on a magnetic cube? This is from Cool Dude Kooky. I like magnets in my puzzle. I get magnetized 4x4s, 3x3, everything's magnetized. I prefer them magnetized. I know someone who hates magnetic puzzles and thinks that he performs worse on them. If you've never had one, get one or magnetize your own, although make sure you use the right magnets and don't misorient them. But try it if you haven't. If you like it, great. If not, I don't know. You tried it. You can sell it if you want.
I was born in March. I don't have an average.
Yeah. Yeah, someone asked about, are there any cubes that you can solve faster than me?
People always ask me if I cube.
Yeah.
Because they just assume. Here's the deal. Do you marry somebody who's very skilled at a thing, that doesn't mean that those skills automatically transfer to you. You still have to, like, do the stuff and the work to get gain those skills. So, no. And I bet you I probably could learn how to cube. It's just, I'm pretty busy with, like, you know, the stuff that I do, which is like not cubing.
That's my thing. So one thing, wait, Twisty Tex is here. Where's Twisty Tex?
Really?
Yay! Hey, Twisty Tex. I don't know if you said hi to me earlier, but howdy. Wait, there it is. There's the howdy.
Oh, that's way too far back.
Is that like a... I don't know if that's a duck with a cowboy hat or baby chick, or it's just someone that has like, I don't know, a big red smile.
I don't know. I've never seen him put pineapples on his cubes.
So, okay. Someone, Acon Cuber, they're from Poland, won't be able to watch. So hopefully if you're watching this later on, what do you think about Moyu Along Version 2? I used it for a while, though I like the mini version 1 much more. And then, are you a teacher? Yes. Someone asked between National Cuber, Dance Dancing, Along Version 1. I like the Along Version 1. It's a little bit, you know, they corner twist once in a while, but if you have more accurate turning, it won't do that. So that's all the YouTube and Instagram comments I'm going to go through. So if people have other stuff, we can do that as well.
Well, I know Blake Thompson. I'm his biggest fan.
No, you're not going to be Livestream admin. And the red sprite. You asked also what my PB was. I don't usually announce what my personal best is, and I don't keep track either. Like literally, I have no idea what I have a general range for my single, but I have no idea what my average is. No clue because I don't care to remember that. Because then if I don't like beat it, you know, week or a month or even a year, then it's like, well, what's happening? Am I stuck? Instead of just enjoying cubing. So I don't even try to remember it myself, which is why I also don't announce it. Because also if I announce it, most people, like, even though they're like, oh, I'm just curious, they still compare themselves to it. And if it's really fast, like, oh, I'm never going to catch up. Or if it's slower, then they think like, wow, he sucks. So I'm just not even going to announce it. And it's just, I cube for my own sake of cubing. Sometimes I'll post fun solves that I had. Like I have recently, I've done some like walkthrough solves like that.
My favorite food is grapes and salmon. What is your favorite food now?
Pizza.
Really? Even after the semester?
I made a delicious pizza a couple days ago.
Yeah, I know, but you had so much
I actually didn't have that much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You made it seem like you had a lot of pizza and beer.
No, that was more beer.
For college.
Yeah. Someone asked,
beer.
how did we meet? We met in college. We met in a musical acoustics class. It was a physics course. And
yes. What?
Yeah, that's
it.
And then
no other details.
we're married now.
You don't want the details.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cute and romantic, except for, That's it.
What is my opinion on Moy making a clock? I don't care. I have literally never solved a clock. I've scrambled clocks. Like I said, I don't know if you've ever seen a clock.
You've got to have one.
Nope,
right?
I don't have one.
What do you mean you don't have one?
I don't have, because I don't care.
I thought you had all of them.
I have never tried never have I ever tried solving a cube with my feet or a solved clock, although I've scrambled clock and I've scrambled cubes for feet.
He will never do a solve with his feet. I asked him because I thought it'd be kind of cool to see. And he just refuses. Absolutely refuses. Mm-hmm. It's so weird. I think it's weird.
That thing, Twisty Text. How is musical acoustics a physics course?
It's a hard physics course. It was almost a 400 level physics course because the acoustical foundations of music, like all sound is made out of vibration. Vibration can be measured. And when you're a musician, you kind of have to get the acoustics of a room. That's not just saying, oh, does this sound good? Like the way that sound travels through the air, there's a science to it, and it's physics.
Yeah, and intonation. If you know anything about music, a major chord is fractions and ratios. So, if let's say it's, I don't know, we'll use A 440. Let's say you're doing an A major chord, A, C sharp, and E. The C sharp is going to be 1 1/4 times faster vibration, and then the E is going to be 1 1/2 times vibration. Now, depending on what instrument it is, like a piano, those intonations are different, and we're getting way off track. But you see, there's a lot to it. It's not just like, this sounds pretty. Well, why does it sound pretty? What's the reason for that? And going through the physics of the sound waves and all of that.
There's a question. Does your wife recall the time where she cheered for everyone but you while disc golfing? It's very possible. Sounds like a thing I would do.
During the state championship when you were caddying for me, and
so is this person there?
No, though this was I was on a podcast. We started talking about disc golf, and how I was talking about how
was that
you were like
Leviathan.
Yeah, and you were afraid to to cheer for me and no one else. So you started cheering for everyone but me.
Well, I wouldn't want anybody to think I have favoritism to the person I married, I guess. I thought it would be unfair. I didn't want to be mean.
Mm-hmm. Supernova Volk. I actually don't have a single Supernova cube because I just end up getting the cosmic ones. If I'm going to spend money, I'm just going to go all out. Now, I will say sometimes it's blurry. So if I'm going to get one, if I'm going to pay for it, I'm going to pay for a cosmic one. If I end up getting one for my sponsorship, because I am officially sponsored now, I'll get a cosmic one. On that note, actually, someone asked do I work for SpeedCube Shop, and I've answered this a little bit. I used to. Back in November, they needed help with customer service, so I decided to start working and helping them out with that, doing emails. Once school started, it got way too crazy, and I was like, Cameron, I can't do it all. And so I kind of stepped away from that. So officially, I don't work for them anymore. I'm just sponsored. Now I am officially on the team. I wasn't sponsored until 2018, which some people were surprised by that.
Hey, April here from SpeedCubeReview.
Wait, are you seeing chats before me?
Yes.
Oh no, just.
You sure?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, that one where you just.
You told me not to look at your computer. So I wasn't.
No, you can look at that. Any tips for no? I was just saying just because the camera's there. Tips for 9 seconds on 2x2 salve. Really, it's just practice. You can be 5 seconds with layer by layer. Ortega really is the way to go with a lot of it, just because to at least move past that small barrier. It's only 3 new algorithms, and one of them's R2, F2, R2. So definitely check that out. But the biggest thing is just practice, just doing that over and over. Is this so long any good? Okay, the Sulong, Yulong, Guanlong, MF3, Qilong maybe a little bit as well. They're all almost the same exact design. You could be under 10 seconds in using it. Is it good? Yeah. Does it compete with a GAN SM? No. But you can be under 10 seconds and use it. And that's fine.
As far as I know, he doesn't have any children. Master Cuber.
As far as you know.
As far as I know, but I have known him for a while.
When is the Blake Thompson live stream going to happen? Is he... Oh. I was like, I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
He's here.
Yeah. I don't know how to get people to join this. I'm sure it's super easy and barely an inconvenience. But wait, why?
It's accidentally something I hear all the time too.
why is Blake Thompson not in Waterford at my house right now doing the live stream? Blake Thompson.
Where is Blake Thompson?
I don't know. He's near Walled Lake Northern.
Where is?
Maybe he lives at Walled Lake Northern.
He's actually kind of close.
Yeah, if he's still there, I forgot what you're doing right now. Maybe you're off on an adventure, flying.
I hope you're off on an adventure. That sounds really nice. We're gonna go on an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty excited. We're gonna go on an adventure to the ocean.
Yeah.
The ocean sounds great.
Someone asked if I'm going to a competition in California. I'm not going to be over there. I'm actually going to be missing MCC Gamma because we're going on an adventure.
Going on an adventure.
Not upset at all that I'm going to miss competition.
He's excited.
There is a couple near there, but we're not going to be near there either. Near the competitions enough to like go to them or stop by. So I don't know the next time I'm going to be at a competition.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Yeah, that's true. Although
clearly
I'm almost at just a Reese's Pieces now. I don't know. Peanut butter cups, I think I overdid it. Unless they're frozen. If you have never, pro tip.
Yes, do this.
If you have never put a Reese's peanut butter cup in the freezer, do that. Put it in the freezer, wait a couple hours so it actually freezes, and then try it. Trust me on this.
I really like the dark chocolate. They've done really weird things with candy in the past couple of years. They've made candy like just super crazy. They've been adding chocolate or white chocolate or pretzels or different candies all together, like totally changing the way the candy is. Like I walked into the candy aisle and I was like, I don't even know. I have too many options. I don't want any candy. Okay. I have some grapes instead.
I'm going to run through stuff real quick so it's going by fast. YJ Guanlong, the same thing as the Sulong, what I said earlier. You can be under 10 seconds using it. It's pretty fun. When the Guanlong came out, actually, a lot of people switched to it. Like 4 years ago, it came out. And I was like, this is amazing. I'm going from my Zanchi to the Guanlong. And it was actually really good. Someone asked, please don't switch to Twitch. I have never used it. And I'm playing just to stay on YouTube because I feel like this works. I don't know. Maybe I'll get more people viewing on Twitch, but I don't think so. Anyways, best way to, sorry.
I was just going to say, like, I feel like when you see candy that has like a fruit flavor, like just have a piece of fruit. If you want something that tastes fruity, have a piece of fruit instead of candy with fruit flavor.
Or put in a blender and drink it.
Yeah. Or do something that's, I don't know.
My favorite key is E flat major.
Really?
Or E flat, something in E flat.
But I'm kind of surprised to hear you say that. I didn't know that about you.
Surprising.
I think I like D.
Carlin asked, I know Carlin.
You know Carlin?
Yeah, he cube golfs. He cabolfs.
Did you make up that word? Because that sounds like a thing you would do. Did you make it up?
I'm not going to answer this.
You did.
But he has the best way to get sponsored. So I usually, whenever people ask that, I'm like, here's SpeedCube Shop's sponsor page. There's two things. There's either that you are really good at cubing at a certain event or at a lot of events, and there's a sponsorship for that where actually it's not bad. That's like A major. There's 3. No, 4 sharps. Yeah. But anyways,
Too many.
So if you're proficient at a certain event, that often that can be a sponsorship. And I know SpeedCube Shop has like 2 rungs where there's, if you're good at one event, there's that. And like if it's really good at Pyraminx, that sponsorship is mainly just for Pyraminxes. And then there's, if you're really good at all of them, you can get more. Another one is having a YouTube channel. I mean, think of it this way too, with the sponsorships. A lot of people are like, hey, send me something. I can test cubes for you. place like a SpeedCube shop or any of those places don't need people to test the puzzles. It's a joint partnership where if I show something on the channel, they get advertisement, and then I'm able to get content for the channel. For people who solve really well, they get advertisement for being there, and then the people who are solving get some products to use. So you have to think of it as like, why does a person want a certain person as a sponsor, or to be sponsored? You were laughing a couple times. What's up?
Yeah, I don't know. It was so long ago.
Thunderclap. Yeah. Thunderclap's fine to be sub 10. You could be a world record holder and use a Thunderclap. So stop thinking that the cube really makes that much of a difference. There's some. I mean, I would probably use my GTS version 2 over the Thunderclap, but my times will probably be a quarter of a second different at most. Sounds like E flat thing might be a deal breaker for April.
That's what it was.
No, that's what it was.
No, I like E flat major. Like, I like playing in E flat major. It's very comfortable for me. I was just surprised. Like, I would not think that was something you would be into, which is weird.
Cubing Sheep, I don't remember what your question was. So if you want to please repost it. Do you have perfect pitch?
No.
And neither do I. What perfect pitch is, if someone doesn't know, is basically if you hear la, you can say, oh, well, that's a G sharp.
I mean, I could figure it out if you give me a second, because then I know, like, I know right around where A 440 and B flat is.
I think A 440, I can clock it going like,
right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Let's find out. I'm getting a tuner out. We're going to test my
because
clucking
I
skills.
play the oboe, I often get asked to play a tuning note. So what I play is an A. So I
444.7. I was a little bit sharp on that.
It's okay. We all get sharp after.
I got it. Yeah.
But no. No, we're really good relative tuning though. And honestly, having perfect pitch, it doesn't necessarily make you a better musician. I mean, music is a skill that can be taught, and sight singing and ear training is a skill that can be taught. Like, we don't magically just know those things. We have listened to it over and over and over and over and over again, so we know it.
Oboe. You play the oboe.
Clearly, I'm an oboe.
Yeah.
Look at me. I look so much like an oboe.
Science and tech. How fast can you get? I already said you could set a world record with Thunderclap. Someone has something else. About the mosaic. So I haven't adjusted mosaic just because I've had no time. I plan on doing something with it, like I want to do maybe a Star Wars one. I think it's going to be too late to get something ready for the solo, so maybe I'll wait for the next Star Wars movie for that.
Don't disband camp. That's a direct threat.
It's a perfect pitch if you're playing an A415. Nothing's perfect if you're playing an A415.
415?
Yeah.
That would be awful. I would never be able to.
We're doing a Baroque orchestra at CMU at college next year, and we're going to be doing Baroque tuning 415.
I would have to make the reeds like 6 millimeters longer.
I'm going to move the camera. So just for a second, a couple things I'm going to show.
Can you make my lighting better? Thanks.
So there's 64 cubes up there. Those are 64 Guanlongs. And while we're here, where's Bubs?
He's cuddling.
Oh, okay. So the puppers are in here so they don't bark at things. And we've got Mojo.
Mojo! Good boy.
He's the nervous wreck. And then we have Emmett. Hey. Woo! Emmett.
He's over here.
I know.
Why are you going
there he is. Okay.
Oh, now we got him all excited. What is it? Oh, it is about that time.
No, I already took care of him.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well,
you just
made him look like he was...
we'll go to at least 9:30. So that's 25 minutes from now. Destroy my instruments, destroy my cubes. Well, my instruments are worth much more than the cubes. So yeah, but neither of them should happen. One of them's insured. The other one is insured under the house, I guess. But
yeah, I suppose so. Hey, what up?
How's the Master Killer Minx in back of you? I'm thinking of getting one. Wait, That one? I like it. It works well. It doesn't really... where is it?
No, the cubes are not in danger of being eaten by the dogs.
It doesn't really like do much corner cutting or anything. A little, actually, no, it does corner cut quite well here. It works well. I'm not a big fan of Mega Minx even, so I don't really solve it that much. This one's fun. This is from Shangsho. And I use this when I go to school so kids can see how it turns because it's transparent. How many cubes? I just did my collection video. Check that out. It's almost 500. When I counted, it was like 480, but someone said they counted 487. So either I counted wrong, which is probably true, or they counted wrong. But either way, it's almost 500, and probably in the next couple months it'll be at over 500. I'll get all the major cubes out there. So I'm getting to Hay 7. Yeah.
More puppy. It's hard to get them in front of the cat.
No, the dogs never eat the cubes.
I could find the cat.
Do I have any tips on solving tips on Pura? That is a new joke I've never heard before.
I don't get it.
Where am I doing this? Oh, here's one.
I did hide some things. No.
Tips.
Salt. Okay. That's. I mean, I can do that.
Someone asked in a company of asked how much is he in collection. I don't know. I've some I've gotten from factories in China. Some of them I've purchased. Some of them have been sponsored ones, and I've never calculated their worth.
Although I kind of think they're like, I think they're reproducing. They're starting to reproduce themselves.
Kozaku, what is the best lube for GAN Air SM? I kind of talked about this earlier. Someone asked how to set one up. There is no best lube because it's all the cube lube is different, and depending on how you want it to feel. If you want something light, use Maro or Lunar. If you want something that's slightly thicker, something like Nebula. If you want something more thicker than that, wait 6. It's really up to you. If you feel like it's too slow, break it in for a few hundred solves. If it's still too slow, clean it out. Cubes don't need lube really, but how long does it take to learn full PLL and how long to learn full OLL? I learned little by little.
3.2 hours.
Yes, that
Take
or
that to the bank.
I mean, I've seen people online like, I learned it in 2 days. I really don't think so, because it's not just learning the movements, it's getting it also into your muscle memory to where you can do things without thinking about it and just turn without thinking. And you could do a lot of things. A lot of them are inverses or mirrors of other ones. Like, for example, I mean, really easy one, Frurough, F-R-U...
Frurough?
R prime, U prime, F. Yeah, I didn't know about that until Felix did it. And then the other way, for F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. Those are just mirrors of each other, or inverses. So you can just, there's 2 of them out of the way. What should you learn after OLL, PLL, and COLL? Winter variation?
What?
Or learn a new method.
Vivaldi.
Do I have a tutorial for 3 blind? Yes, it's like one of my, it has a few 100,000 views. Just go to my videos and click on, actually it should show up on the homepage, but just click by popularity. There's an entire playlist actually. There's a video, there's a walkthrough solve, there's a M2 method, there's a video all on parity and how that works. Cosmic GAN Air SM. Nope, slightly up there. Oh no, can't see it. It's there.
You could get it.
I could, but that's like all the way up there. And
Okay.
yeah. Watch actually do, there's a video that's like, it's for the video, it came out a few weeks ago or about a month ago of like 4 solves that all were like so close to under 10 seconds, and they're all in the GAN Air SM. So click on that and you can see me solve with it.
Maybe we should just repeat everything you say in a funny voice.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe.
No.
This is every day
Actually,
in this house. I can speak well.
No, you can't.
Oh.
You're really bad at it. You gotta practice. Makes you better.
What should I learn after learning Ortega? Full PBL. Well, Ortega is PBL. Oh, you mean like after that? I don't know. Learn CLL. I don't like 2x2. I don't really do much with it. It's kind of like Felix knows CLL, but he's not planning on learning more, I don't think, because he's like not a Not a big fan of it. Okay, so keep those comments going, questions going, because I don't know. I'm not really good at keeping the videos going. I just kind of talk randomly.
He does.
Yeah.
Talk about a thing.
A thing.
What do you want to talk about?
We could talk about solving cubes. How's your cube solved? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to ask you about that.
I mean, you could. It's not going to be much to talk about.
Blake, you will visit and you will like it. You will smile and you will. Emmett needs a cuddle buddy.
How old is
Emmett? I don't know, 47, 48?
Oh, okay. So I was going to say, if we get like coffee or beer.
Both, yeah.
Oh,
is Rue better?
We could have coffee, beer, we could have stout.
Is Rue better for OH? If people don't know, the one-handed world record just got broken by Kian Mansour. I don't know how to pronounce it. Hopefully that was correct. And he uses Rue to solve two-handed, one-handed. And he broke the world record. So a Rue officially has a world record. Loudest cube. Where is it? It's where is this? Here it is. Okay. Now it's not going to be as loud because I filled some of the pieces with like caulk.
Yeah, but if I was over in the kitchen, I could probably hear that.
This is the Kong's Design Yu Ying. Fantastic puzzle. It's very similar to the Tanglong. Really underrated. The only issue it had a little bit was the caps would come off, so you'd have to sort of glue those on. And it was really loud. But oh man, it was stable. It worked really well. The Yu Ying came out just before the Mei Ying did.
Where are the Mexican nationals? They in Mexico City?
I don't know.
Because I would
Twisty Text. Am I gonna make another mod? I want to so bad. I need to set up our garage to have a workbench where I can saw pieces. Actually,
it's there.
There's something that was really cool. So I got little, because I used a Dremel to make my half truncated cube, which is this. This is made. What did I use to make this? I think I used a sail. I think no, I used a Guanlong for this. But I used a Dremel for that. Didn't really like it because it worked really fast, but it just maybe I had it turned too fast, but like the plastic I had to still sand it really nicely down. But I got these little tiny hand saws like for crafting, and it still sawed them really pretty fast. And it was just little tiny saws, little tiny. But it made a super clean cut. And I felt like I could almost be more accurate, even though it was a little handsaw instead of the Dremel. Maybe I just need more practice with the Dremel. And they actually didn't make much mess either. But I want to make a hexagonal dipyramid. I think it would be pretty easy because the centers don't need to be cut. And I just need to figure out what that angle is to make the 3 cuts on the puzzle. But I have a couple Shengshou Legends from your recommendation still for that.
Gonna do a giveaway soon?
I already did a giveaway and gave out 8 puzzles.
When?
One of them I shipped to Malaysia. I'm going to keep saying that because people are like, make it international. It is. Well, I shipped them out Friday, I think. So that was a week ago. So it'll be a little bit because I need there will be one giveaway. I already know for sure. When I hit 50,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away a couple $50 gift cards to SpeedCube Shop. So get me to 50,000 subscribers and then I'll do the giveaway. I'll probably make it easier too.
I mean, you're at how many right now?
39,000 almost.
So you could get there.
I will get there, but it might take some time. So it's on you guys, really, at this point.
All up to you.
Come on.
You want more? You can get more.
Oh, how many Guanlongs have I owned? Of the 64 there's a couple other ones. Somebody asked about the giveaway when I did all the questions, and I was going to do one. You didn't do the song when you came in with the live stream. So this happened the first time we live streamed together.
I can't perfectly do it again.
Perfectly do it again. Perfect.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Do 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 live stream do 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 live stream do 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 boom. I'm not actually singing. I'm just kind of like shouting in pitch. Yeah, shouting in pitch. But one of the questions, because I've done the question things before, and one of them was what song was it based off of? And I always forget it's Bewitched, right? Not I Dream of Jeannie. I think it was Bewitched.
I think it's Bewitched. But yeah, so I've done those kind of things before, and that was one of the questions. I don't think the last one was that challenging, but I don't know. We'll see.
I'm willing to bet that Sean will never, ever, ever, ever reveal his middle name. I'm willing to bet that. No, I won't tell it to you.
Aw, thank you, Benjamin Vanderhoff. Can three-style blind learn directly? Three-style, if people don't know for blind, it's kind of like doing commutators. Commutators are an intuitive thing, and I've solved blind with commutators intuitively. It's not something I do as fast as doing M2 or Old Pacman because I'm so used to that. But it can be learned intuitively. It just, you have to know how to do setup moves and commutators intuitively.
We don't really do a lot of video games anymore. Sean used to do a whole bunch. The only video games I'm really into is like Mario Kart, because I don't like just sitting there and playing a video game. Like if I'm sitting down, I want to be doing something that's like as engaging to me as like playing an instrument, and video games don't do that for me. I don't think I've ever, except for when I was a kid, I really liked to play Duke Nukem and Wolfenstein and Doom.
That's hardcore. I was playing Super Mario Brothers like 3 and Duck Hunt when you were doing that.
Quake. Well, okay. That was when I could watch like scary movies, and that's when I could do that stuff. I don't want to do that stuff anymore. I don't know. As I've gotten older, like I don't want to put myself into those stressful situations like movies, you know? Like at this point, I really just want like, you know, maybe something intellectually engaging or something I can learn something from. But I typically don't go for those types of things anymore.
First off, great.
No, we don't have a Switch yet.
Yet.
Oh, I probably shouldn't.
We'll see if the rumors are true and the new Pokemon game, it looks like a remake of Yellow, which is basically Red and Blue, just with, you know, things more related to the show and other stuff. That might be the deal breaker. But I need a new computer first because this computer acts up sometimes.
I think we've been together like 11 years.
Well, we got together, September of 2007 is when we officially got together. So yeah, 11 years. 11 years. One thing also, every so often see people be like, answer my question. I don't know what it is sometimes because it goes so fast. So you can ask them again. Someone asked if I hate NB perm. I don't know if NB is the one, this one or the other version, but I actually really like it. I switched to the one that they set up in JPerm because this is awkward. And then doing it like this, although is kind of fun, I don't like rotating the cube, but doing this is a ton of fun. And then people really should work with their left hand. When people are like, oh, it's less efficient because your left hand's not as strong. That just means you need to work on an or, which is kind of funny when people are like, your left hand's not as strong, but then you use left hand for one-handed, which is kind of weird. But then also I hear people say you'll regrip more, and that's not really true. Like even if you're doing an A perm and using your like right hand, you still need to regrip for that, and even J perm, you regrip for some of those things. But anyways, on my other note, the other N perm, there we go, like that, it's just the same thing. Oh, I messed that one up as I said that. No!
Way to go. He's been doctoring everything. It's all fake. He doesn't actually know how to cube.
I lied. Yeah, I don't know how to cube.
It's all a lie. It's a con. You're going to make our millions.
There we go.
It's all over.
Okay.
Yes, of course we saw Infinity War.
Hear the turning of the thunderclap. And it's hard to tell with this microphone, too. I mean, don't listen to cube things on microphone. There was a video by Sir Waffles where she's solving a 5x5, and it sounds like bees. It sounds like there's just bees in the microphones. So don't listen to the way it keeps sense in a video.
It's not a country on my shirt. It's Michigan. It's the state. It's the lower peninsula of Michigan. The part that looks like a hand.
Yeah. Although I found people really don't understand the hand thing with Michigan if they don't live from Michigan.
This is the state of Michigan, right? This is the palm. People in Michigan, when they ask you where you're from, if you're like at a place where there's a whole bunch of people from a lot of different places, most of the people in Michigan are in 3 counties, right? But for the rest of the people who aren't from those 3 counties, somebody asks you where you're from in Michigan, and you show them by putting up your hand. Well, this for you guys. You say, okay, well, I'm from here. You know, like this is like up north. That's where I'm from. Sean's not from up north.
Mm-hmm.
Sean's from suburba.
I don't play Fortnite. Never have. Don't have any plans to. Someone asked something about something. What was it? Michigan's not a country. Michigan is a state in the United States. There's 50 of them. Michigan is one of them.
Although it looks like 2, because it's got an upper and a lower peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
And we can talk about that type of thing all day long, because that sounds like fun.
Actually, so TC Cubes, I might have an extra thunderclap. Send me a message later. M-Slice U-Perms, and do you think they're better? Oh, okay, U-Perms. Actually, let me talk about that real quick. So pretty much forever, I've done the R ones, and then I just do it with my left hand instead of doing like the inverse. And when I did ZZ, was it ZZ?
What?
Yeah, I decided to do the M-Slice ones. Although I realize you can't see because it's solid on the back. And then that's kind of nice because it's easy to do them from the back that way, if I remember. And so I've been switching to the M1s lately just because I'm finding them more fun. I don't know if it's faster. It's definitely faster if I'm holding the cube and that compared to that. But you have to get your hand here and set it up. So, and if you're doing OLL, you can go right into the U-Perm. It depends. So it's a lot of people seem to think the M1s will be faster, although they do the R1s. Felix does the R1s, and I think he set one of his world records on it, like the 4.59 one, the previous one, I think. Replace the strings in your violin. Good.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
I like the ending of Infinity War. I'm not going to say anything about the ending of Infinity War in case people haven't seen it.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Yeah.
This is a no spoiler zone. No spoilers.
But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, a couple people have asked about so PG Cube asked, what are my mains for all my WCA events? Now, I don't really have mains because, like I said, actually today on 4x4, I used the Mini Thunderclap, the Wushui, and then my 57mm Cyclone Boys. And I was getting almost the exact same times on all of them. Pretty much the exact same times. I mean, every solve was different, but like I got my average of like 3 on each. I just did that instead of 5. No, I did 5. I think it was like a second off, but that was just that happened to be that one. If I had a competition today, I'd probably use most of my Cosmic Puddles.
A Cosmic Puddle! Oh my god, that's my new chick band name.
The Cosmic Puddles.
The Cosmic Puddles.
I like it.
Yes.
So
now I just need some chicks to form a band with me.
Get on that.
Get on that.
I need to realize I was
We
playing
could do it.
So I'd probably use my Cosmic ones. Like I have Waypo M, my GTS2M that I've been using lately with the Spring Swap. Probably my Mini Thunderclap, just because I've been using it lately. So all of those. I don't have a Cosmic Pyraminx.
My favorite peanut butter is blackberry.
As far as a compressed spring, I really have no urge to. I really like the Wushui the way it is. I think it's stable. I don't think it needs to be faster. So I have no reason to try it because I already find that I like that better than if it was faster compared to, like, let's say the Aosu GTS. But yeah, MF3R or MF. Yeah, I'm sure that means Amadeus Mendanilla. Do you like the MF3RS? I have a review of it. Check that out. I've gotten a few people asking, oh, what's a giant cube? That is, can someone tell me in the comment section what the name, it's like Haishu, H-E-I-S-H-U, I think. That's what it's called. I think it's
a drummer.
18 centimeters.
I've got a drum set. I haven't really played that.
Yeah. A couple people, I keep getting, I don't know if it's the same person, Laura Switzer, asking, do you like Moyu? It's a company. I don't have a specific like Moyu's great, she is horrible, but they're all work well. I mean, there's things about the company that I could say, look, well, that company did that. I'm not a fan of the way they ran that business. But all the puzzles, all these companies are fine. Like Cyclone Boys makes great puzzles, and I think they deserve as much credit as everyone else, but they sometimes don't. Like that 4x4, love this 4x4. This is such a good 4x4, and I magnetized it, and it's great. Thank you, Cranky Old Cuber. Yeah, the high shoes. Did I get that correct? Did I get the spelling and the size correct?
You didn't get the spelling right.
H-E-I-S-H-U.
Oh, you did?
I think so.
It was just a blanket assumption.
I've never bought anything from CanCube. Although I think, wasn't Cubes for You from Canada? No, Cubes for something. Anyways, I don't usually do challenges because I find them boring. It's kind of like during live streams, did I leave this unsolved?
Ah!
Whoa. What? This?
Don't be mean to the violas. What did they do to you?
If anyone had headphones, you probably just blew their ears.
What? Violas are awesome.
So I don't usually do challenges because I find them boring of just sitting watching someone doing something unless they talk the whole time. So unless I do something and continue talking. Like I live streamed on Facebook 2 days ago, maybe a few days ago. And I made sure I try to keep talking. Even I was talking about this on the podcast. If you haven't seen the podcast from the what's the name of it? Not Cubers and interactive cubers. I want to say instantaneous cubers. No, the interactive cubers.
The instantaneous cubers.
Go into the interactive cubers, listen to the podcast. But did I talk about that on that? But like when I solved 4x4 and I was like, and inserting F2L pairs and OLL parity, I like talked through the solve just to have something going on.
Right. Sorry, I cannot have anybody bashing violas.
Yeah, violas and violins are not the same. Viola is larger, and a violin has an E-A-D-G. Viola is A-D-G-C. So it's a string lower and it's a larger instrument. Violins cap out at the body of it being 14 inches. I don't know what that would be in centimeters, so I apologize for those who are not using the empirical. So we're using the metric system instead of empirical system. Yours is better by far.
Clearly.
But the violas, I use a 16-inch viola, but they can go. I've seen someone play an 18-inch viola, and that's just the body of it.
The violas are like totally awesome. Okay.
Thank you very much. I think you're the first person.
I got $1. I got $1. I got $1. Hey, 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 hey.
You're getting some dinner tonight.
Yeah.
But no, thank you very much. Wow. I forgot that was up. Will I be eating the Haze 7? Probably at some point. I don't think it's out yet. I mean, they've given it to some of the big solvers, but I don't know any solvers that actually, or any shops that actually have it. But when it comes out, of course, Daniel, I have not seen a single question from you. So you can keep saying to answer, but I have no idea.
Screaming answer my question.
They're all fiddles.
They're kind of all fiddles. They are. They are.
I can fiddle on all of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
The cool thing about that, though, is you can do that. The
See you later, Carlin.
A little bit different. Hi.
Anybody live in the Southwest? I know Twisty Text does.
I wish. Sometimes it seems like it would be cool because I think it'd be really, really beautiful. And then other times I realize, I like where I'm at too.
So unless we can switch sides, we can't. We are glued to our chairs. But if you turn your computer upside down, it will be like we did. Viola is not a bigger violin.
Like $5, I could try to stand on your head. You could stand on your head.
I could, but I won't.
Probably knock all.
I would knock them all down. A violin is a tiny viola. Not a viola is bigger violin. So that's about Moyu Lingpo. Lingpo's great, just like all the other major 2x2s out there. You could set a world record on a Lingpo. Know any fun 3 cycles? That one.
I like Saison.
Saison is nice.
I like Schumann. Because romances, as an oboe player, I really love playing romantic music because it's very expressive. I get to do a lot of different things for my tone, and It's more fun to play to me. It's fun to play more classical music in a group. Personally, I usually don't like playing classical music. If I'm going to do a solo, it'll probably be romance or actually Baroque. There's a lot of literature for oboe that's Baroque because the composers in the Baroque era just loved writing for oboe. So there's a lot of it.
For me, I don't really know. I usually like more like Tchaikovsky, more romantic composers as well. But now there's who's that composer? There's someone that's very modern that does actually a lot of violin stuff, but I can't remember his name. I think he's from
just due west.
Yeah, so I think it's SpeedCubeReview. So I am Sean SpeedCubeReview, and we have April SpeedCubeReview.
Shostakovich.
I'm trying to think of a violin. He composes like Brazilian tangos a lot. So if someone can help me out. It starts with a P, I believe. It's not PG Cuber.
You know who would know? You know who would know? Jose Martua.
Jose Luis Martua is
Dr. Martua.
Yes.
One of our professors.
Is it in this playlist? I don't know. Someone help me out. If they can think of Brazilian composer, starts with a P, writes a lot of tangos.
We could change our names to SpeedCubeReview, but that'd be a lot of work, but it could be done.
Yeah, that would cost some money.
We could. Yeah.
Piazzolla, that's what it is. Master Piazzolla. Piazzolla is one of my favorite composers lately. He's done a lot of really cool stuff. Configure comparison, but just the best ones. That was actually my mega comparison. Check out the mega comparison about a month ago. That was like the best ones. I have no idea what I'd do with a 22 by 22. I don't want to solve it.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Twixie Tags.
And Rubik Geek, you will be hidden from the channel.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
I've been waiting to say that, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad I got to say it finally.
So, April, what do you play?
My name is April, and I play the oboe.
Tell Miss Twisty Tex that happy birthday from us.
Us Yankees.
Yeah. It is the first one, SHAWN. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes, so we'll kind of throw stuff out there. But my most memorable moment probably, well, I mean, I could just see my first competition because that was fun, but probably when I realized I got a 22 in FMC because just like, I don't know, do I keep trying? I'm just going to turn this thing in. And then I just had to leave because I was like, I checked what that number would be, and it was like 18th in the world. Now I think it's 22nd or something. But
yeah, I think my day's going pretty good. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day. It was finally like just about 80 degrees. And Michigan, the winters last forever. It was cold. It was frozen. There was snow forever. It like just started getting nice. And it's so nice to have nice weather. It makes a huge difference.
I think Daniel Essen is just making a joke because he hasn't posted a single question, I don't think, and just asked if I've seen a question. So if you think that we are not seeing it and you have posted it, please post it again. My last name is pronounced Bouquet. For those who actually want to pronounce it.
That was like a thing.
No, I forgot. Miko Tan. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but last layer skip. I've gotten a few, and I have one on camera that I posted on. It was like 3 days, and that was about a week ago now. But I think the title of it is Last Layer Skip. It's a fun video.
Michigan
so check that out.
Is the opposite of Florida, and a lot of people in Michigan who retire and have money have a second house in Florida. So when it gets cold here, when stuff gets real here in Michigan and winter happens, people go to Florida for the winter. We call those people snowbirds. They're traitors.
Well, also Florida has sinkholes, and I'm not okay with that. So, yeah,
we've lucked out. Like we don't get hurricanes. We don't really get earthquakes, except for there was an earthquake like in Windsor, which is close to Detroit. But we don't get a whole bunch of crazy weather phenomena here. It's just that our winters last forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Oh, someone's asking about the Angstrom Research Cube. So I don't need to talk about too much because, but like I've tried some of the coded ones, the boron ones, and
thanks, cranky old cuber.
Thank you.
Aww.
I appreciate that. You get special props today. Right after Twisty Tex leaves. So
Gold star.
So, but I was gonna say, oh yeah. So I've tried stuff. They feel nice. Like the boron one felt like a lubricated cube, just with less lube. I don't think it's, it's not something that's completely changing the game. People are setting world records with none those. I mean, Chris Tran does a lot of great stuff, but no, it's not something that's like the revolutionizing that all of a sudden we're changing a thing. People using magnets, but he wasn't the first to magnetize a cube. He popularized it. But he deserves, all the credit he gets for making it popularized.
Somebody said something about us talking about violins and violas, but we also mentioned having a drum set. And we do. We also have guitars. I play the guitar. Plays the electric violin. I also play the drums. And we have a piano. Like, we play classically with our instruments, but I mean, I grew up on rock music. I didn't do any classical music training until I got into college, really. I mean, regular band, but I didn't do any lessons or anything until I was in college. So I grew up on like drumming and like campfires and music festivals and being out in the woods and playing music and that type of thing. So really rock. But I mean, Sean can rock. He rocks with his violin.
I do.
And viola.
And viola.
And cello.
My 5-string electric violin.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
that's super cool. It is cool.
Yep. I know that one was on an angstrom one. I'm not saying they're bad at all. Don't say that. I'm not saying that at all. Just saying that even though like he did use one, people have the OH world record was on a SpeedCube shop. Was it a Supernova one? I think that does as much as I would say those are great. That doesn't mean that that's like the one that is the reason. It was a lot of Kian's work that did that.
That's actually a good question. Somebody has the same question that I have. When's your next comp?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I don't know.
First off, people have to have competitions on Sundays. Secondly,
except for the one time you had a competition on Sunday and it didn't work out.
Yeah. Any advice for a violist going off for performance degree this fall? Are you going off performance degree?
Did you already get accepted? Did you audition and get accepted?
So the big thing, one is just realize you're like this is basically what you're trying to do for a living. So just practice. If you need to set a time like at 8 a.m. to practice, do that. If you need to, so that's the biggest thing. Just practice.
Get there before everybody else does, actually, because they all want to be social.
Yeah. And luckily with viola, people are not as competitive as with violin. So just enjoy being with other musicians and just enjoy it. Like people go to school for music. You should be enjoying music and not being there to like be super competitive and stressed out with it. So let's just have fun.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I know I said we're going to end. Let's do 3 minutes. When it says 9:40, I think I'm going to cut that off because this will just go on forever. And I appreciate everyone being here celebrating over 500 videos because YouTube lied to me and I thought it said 498 and it was already at 500. So
I should have brought like a sparkle bomb. I could have like
you could have
thrown up a
you should not be throwing. I could have thrown up on camera.
Glitter. Would have been great. You would have loved it.
Daniel, I'm not listening to you anymore. You're obviously making a joke. So awesome. Yeah, Jasmine, just have fun. Practice a lot, as much as you can, but have fun, relax, enjoy.
Friends,
yeah.
Make friends, make good decisions. I mean, you can make some bad decisions, but just don't make a habit of it.
AMB cubes. This is your 11, so it's a good to average 14. Doesn't matter your age. Although I feel like as we get older, my hands are not as fast as if I started when I was 5, that would be great. But don't ever worry about your times. If you are at a minute, great. Don't ever worry about what your times are, if they're good or bad. There's no good or bad times. Already, if you can solve it, you can solve it faster than the rest of the world, or most of the world, I mean. Roy, that's something we're not going to talk about the live stream.
I mean, Roy, are you going to I don't know.
Well, it's even if you didn't major in music, I'm sure you don't want to go back to school all over again with that, but you could still do it. I had an adult student today, and this is actually great. He wants to learn how to play so he can play for children in the hospital. When I read that as his goal, I was like, that is admirable. So he's enjoying doing it. He's learning playing, and he has that goal of why he wants to do it. but take lessons. If you come to Michigan, I'll give you a free lesson.
Yes, we can do that. I can have that arranged. And I'll give you a free tour of the music store. Both music stores, actually. You can try out any of the guitars that we have there. I work in a music store too, by the way. Yes. I guess I should have said that.
Well, it says it's 9:40. So thank you very much, everyone. This has been great. I appreciate everyone joining. I'll, of course, do giveaways in the future. Want to get to 50,000 subscribers for sure. So get people subscribed. But yeah, if you have any other questions, remember, I check all of my videos. If you have a video from like 2 years ago, then you posted something on there, I'll usually see it. And yeah, I'll try to answer that. So, okay, thank you very much. What do I say every time? Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Hit like, subscribe for more content like this in the future. And as always, stop by SpeedCubeReview.com for news and reviews. Okay, see you guys later.